Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, police shots fired at Manchester home. Police are investigating after a door and window of a Manchester home were shot at Sunday morning. A resident of the home at 320 South Porter Street reported the gunshots about 7 a.m., Manchester police said in a press release. Police said nobody was injured and the incident was not random. Anyone with information is asked to call them at 603-668-8711. Debate impact. Let's take a listen to the video from KSBW 8 News.
Now to our Commitment 2020 coverage, just days after the third Democratic debate, and the candidates are already getting ready for the next one. Action News reporter Matt Pritchard is live in our Hearst, Washington bureau. And Matt, how long until we see the candidates on stage again?
Alani, well, the DNC has already set aside October 15th and 16th, so that's coming up very quickly. And for these candidates, they're going to have to spend that time building up momentum and adjusting their strategies to try and do their best once they get up there. The third Democratic debate on ABC News saw fireworks for some.
You said they would have to buy in.
If you qualify for
are you forgetting what you said 2 minutes ago?
Standout moments for others.
We're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47. We're not going to allow it to be used against our fellow Americans anymore.
And a continued policy push from the presidential contenders.
My campaign will now give a freedom dividend of $1,000 a month for an entire year to 10 American families.
Questions about winners and losers continue to circle, but at the end of the day,
we don't really see these debates moving polls all that much.
It's the third of 12 debates, with another coming in October, but the qualifying criteria will only get tougher from there. So if you're in the middle or bottom of the pack,
those are the candidates that need to try to, continue to hone their message, maybe try to do something new in the next debate.
Thursday saw 10 candidates on one stage, but we know 11 have qualified for next month, and even more could join them, potentially pushing the debate to 2 nights.
That feels like a step backwards.
Which analysts say could lead to election fatigue, or
maybe that's an opportunity to have viewers really only speak to, hear from fewer candidates.
As of now, the DNC hasn't said how many nights the debate will go, but experts say voters are paying attention.
Opinions are not set in stone at this point, so I think that there's certainly room to move, and that's why you're seeing so much interest.
And that fourth debate will take place at Otterbein University. That's in Westerville, Ohio. Alani?
Now, Matt, switching gears here, we actually have some breaking news. The White House has confirmed Osama bin Laden's son is dead. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so the White House releasing that statement this morning saying that Hamza bin Laden was killed in a U.S. counterterrorism operation in the Afghanistan-Pakistan region. That's what we know. What we don't know is when he was killed and how they can confirm his death. They don't say that in the statement. But what they do say is that this deprives al-Qaeda of some key leadership and, of course, the symbolic connection to his father, Osama bin Laden, who helped plan the 9/11 attacks.
I think he will be sure to keep an eye on that. Reporting live from us in Washington this morning. As for...
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. United Auto Workers Union says its 49K members at GM plants will go on strike. The United Auto Workers Union announced that its roughly 49,000 members at General Motors plant in the U.S. will go on strike Sunday night because contract negotiations with the automaker had broken down. We will keep you updated on this story. Police officers unlash a barrage of bullets on suspect. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News. Good Morning America.
We're going to start here this half hour with the wild shootout caught on camera. You can see it right here. Police releasing the video showing officers unleashing a barrage of bullets on a suspect who was on the run at the time. And ABC's Trevor Alt has more from our Washington bureau. Trevor, good morning to you.
Dan, good morning. This video gives us that first-person view you saw there of a massive shootout. Baltimore police say this is the best depiction of what happened as their officers converged on this lone suspect, and well over 100 rounds were fired. This morning, shocking police body camera footage just released in Baltimore, capturing a firefight so intense it drowns out the sounds of the sirens. More than a dozen officers unleashing this hail of bullets towards a suspect on the run. That non-stop gunfire lasting more than 30 seconds with at least 154 rounds fired and the suspect killed. Police identifying him as 30-year-old Tyrone Banks, who they say assaulted multiple officers earlier that week in separate instances. This fatal incident beginning outside a convenience store last month.
Watch out, we got a gun.
Escalating into a pursuit through a residential area.
There he is. Behind us.
Infrared aerial images from the police chopper showing the last moments of the chase.
All right, guys, he hit a tree.
And appearing to show Banks pointing his weapon toward the officers.
He's pointing the gun.
But investigators still can't say whether Banks ever fired. And with an officer and a bystander both getting hit in that barrage of bullets, a comprehensive investigation is underway.
We have to be accountable for where every one of our rounds ends up.
When you're in a firefight, you're just trying to survive, but you're going with whatever training you have. And basically that training will tell you to take cover, but still keep the perpetrator in your view.
The 13 officers who fired their weapons placed on routine administrative leave.
I have to stand by the decisions that were made, and then we can assess them and take corrective action if necessary.
So Baltimore's police commissioner says based on what a relative of Banks told them, it's possible this was a case of suicide by cop, but there's still a lot more investigating to be done here, particularly with all the ballistics of those 154 shots fired. Whit?
An incredible video there as well. Trevor Alt for us in Washington, thanks so much.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that is for this Sunday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night and bye.